Welcome to MatchTrak training for the referee. Today you'll find lots of information in this training program. Make note of where sections are you might want to repeat, and here we go. Welcome to MatchTrak. This is the first screen you'll see when you log into MatchTrak. Over on the left-hand side are different ways to get to game schedules and so forth, but we're going to click on Referee Login. When we do, we put in our first and our last name and the password. Your default password is probably AYSO123. You can change that once you actually log into the system. Okay, I'm into the system. Here is a brief overview of what you're seeing. First, the games for your region will pop up first, a way to get to those. Next will be some notes from the MatchTrak administrators and probably from your game administrator as well, your regional referee administrator. You'll see a snapshot of where game coverage might be needed and then who's providing coverage for a lot of those different games. From here, I'm going to move back up the screen, and the first thing I want to show you is how to actually change your password. So I head on up to the top. I look over in the right-hand corner of the screen. Let me zoom in there for you. And here you've got your name and where you click to change your password. That's probably the first thing that you should do. So I'm going to click on that. Your old password should be typed in there for you. Go ahead and select your new password, confirm it, hit OK, and that's all there is to that. Moving along, when you're ready to log out of the system, in the upper right-hand corner is that Logout button. Just wanted to show you briefly what happens when you push that button. It does show you that you're not logged in once you do that, so you know that you did it properly. We're going to head back into the system, though, just so I can continue our training. All right, we're back to looking at the screen where things happen, where you can pick games and assign yourself to different cities games and things of that nature. Just find the games that you want to cover. But what we're going to focus on right now is making sure your referee profile is set up properly. So going back up to the top, you click on My Profile, and we go into that section. The first thing you're going to do is click on Edit, and that'll bring you into your information. Verify that that email address we have and phone number is proper. And then also, if you have a default team that you want to receive your referee points, make sure you select that. Moving down, if you have friends that you want to follow what games that they're on so that you can do the same games with them, you want to add your friends in here, save it. And then you will notice once it's saved, and I scroll down here, that the name has been added. If you no longer want to follow that person to see what games they're on, you do the same process. You edit your profile, go down to where your friends are, select that friend to remove, and hit save and close. There's one other bit of information here on your referee profile that you're going to want to come back to. And if we go down to the bottom of the screen, you're going to see that. This is where it shows your history. How many games you've taken, how many you've completed, and how many are pending within your profile. Right now it's early in the season, so this doesn't show any, but that's where you'd find them. So now I'm coming back out and I'm going to look at how to select games. There are lots of different ways to look for games. You can see I've clicked on one of the options here for dates, and it shows me on a date how to look at games. Let me click on another date, and that's one way we can do it. We can also look at it this way by park and date. There are other options here as well. If I know the park that's close to my house and I want to see what games are happening at different times, maybe I can run over there and pick up one of those games. That's how I can look for those. And yet another way. And here we go, looking at these options as well. These are all the future games. And we don't have any that are in the past yet. So now I'm back to this main menu, and this is what you're going to look at most often when you're selecting a game. I want to look at all games that are out there or just the ones that need coverage. I can look at it by game date, field, time, a certain division, if there's a coach, or if I want to skip all that and I already know the game number because my friend told me, hey Bob, I'm on game 4265, come join me. I could just type that in and search for it that way. So here I'm going to click the search button. You can see what's come up with the criteria that's in there. Let's say I want to select this first game. See the box on that left-hand side? I'm going to click on that box, and that gets me into the game. Now that I'm in here, I can see all the details, all that information on where the game is, who the coaches are, and I can see who else is on the game. Notice it has what's available listed for referee and assistant referee, and if there's a mentor spot available, notice it says I'm ineligible. I just don't have that training yet. If I have that training and I do want to be a mentor for games, I can contact my RRA, Regional Referee Administrator, and they can make that change to make you eligible. I'm going to come down here though and select the referee position. I'm making sure that it's going to the team that I selected earlier for my profile, and then I clicked Save. Now that I've done that, you can see within that game it shows me as the center referee. The assistant referee positions are still available. Moving along, I'd now like to show you how to select a game outside of my own region. All right, so I clicked on the area setting and just quick search. Now I can search in any of the areas that are around me. I know what my area letter is, or my section letters are. That's something you're going to need to get familiar with. Just ask anybody who's on your board for AYSO and they'll be able to tell you. I'm going to make the same criteria selections that I made before for searching for a game by date or park or team or even game number. And what I'm doing is refining that search. So maybe I'm going to be going out of my own city to be with my child for a game, and I want to know if that game before or after my own child's game still needs referees. I can look that up. I can even look up and see if my own child's game has a referee on it. Okay, I found a game that I wanted to take. I would do this the same as before. I would click on that left-hand button to reserve the game. Now I'm into the game. I can scroll down and see if there are any available positions for me. If I want to take one of those positions, I select that button over here, and then I reserve it by clicking right here. Now you can see I've taken that assistant referee position on the game. Making note of all the details that are there as well, so that I won't forget my commitment. Coming over here, I can actually see my commitments in my pending games. All right, now we're going to take a look at where those games are located, because I want to remind myself what commitments I've made. I can come up here and look at all of my commitments at once by date, by what's pending, that's what I haven't done yet, but I've committed to do, and what I've already completed. That's the last box there. You can see I haven't done anything yet, but I do have a commitment. But let's say something happens, and now I've got a kid's birthday party to go to, and I cannot make this commitment. I can click on the open box. I can go down to the bottom here, click the radio button for cancel, and hit save and close. That will reopen that game in just a moment and show you now all the referee positions are available for somebody else to take. When you do cancel out of a game, your referee administrator is told, they get an email. Let me come back here and show you in pending. Now there is nothing pending. Match reports. We have to write them sometimes after something happens in a game. To write your match report, go to your completed games, find the game you need to write that match report on. You'll notice over on the far right-hand side it has match report. Click on the box next to that match. That'll bring you right into the match. Now that you're here, notice the position that you held is listed. You have to select the type. Say if I don't select it, what happens? It says go back, so I have to go back. I'm selecting an injury for the type of match report. Once I select that, a box opens. So now I can type in the details of the injury. I'm going to note here that it was a possible concussion from the home team player, number, whatever number it was. I'm typing in all the details. When I'm finished, I'm going to hit the submit button. What that does is it automatically sends it out to people in your region who are on the board who need to know about that injury or whatever the cause was for the match report. If it was a send-off, it was a field safety issue, if the match was terminated, maybe somebody didn't bring their coach ID card and wasn't allowed to be there, whatever the reason was, you have to select that type first so that the correct details can be entered for the match report. And that's all you have to do. Although you may still be contacted for more details if they're needed by your regional referee administrator. Our next topic here is referee reports. You can look at how your team is doing in earning their referee points, or whatever your region calls it, volunteer points, or something of that nature. Even a quota can be set and checked here in the referee points. The first thing you'll do is scroll down and find your region. I'm going to click on region 889. When I do that, it's asking me for fall teams or section teams. I'm looking under a section team. Notice the girls under 12 is there. As this gets populated throughout the season, more teams will be here. I've got 3 coaches there in girls under 12. If I look over to the side, I can see that there's a quota of 21 points for these teams that they have to earn by the end of the season. This first coach has referees that have already earned 2 points towards that season end goal. Checking the header to make sure I'm proper in what I'm telling you. Other points here, region points. Those are like your working in a referee or information tent, or you're helping out in some other capacity. If I click on that coach, I go in to see the details for that coach, and I can see who else on my team is helping me to earn points, referee points for this team. I can see here we got points from somebody working in our region tent. The dates of which have been put in there. They earned 2 points for our team towards that 21-point quota. You can see here under the referee game history, not a whole lot's been done. But check back later in the season, and I'll bet you they have more points. Thank you for watching this training, and please contact your referee administrator if you have questions. Thank you.